let's call this episode the Cat Awareness. I had this old girlfriend named Cat. I just realized when I said that I had this old girlfriend named Cat that I basically slurred that. Oh my gosh. So let's call this episode the Cat Awareness. I had an old girlfriend named Cat, and my heart was blown to bits about, 8-9 years ago when we broke up. And a picture of her popped up in my phone recently, and it let me know a couple of things. One, that I'm 90% healed from it. I have another old girlfriend. This was a high school sweetheart. We dated for maybe a week or two in high school when she was, 15 or 16, and I was 16 or 17, something like that. But her mom caught us in bed and threw me out of the house. Oh my God. But that ended the relationship, and she ended up dating my best friend, Eric. He wasn't my best friend. She likes to call him my best friend. But anyway, Michelle was just in town to say hi. We say hi every few years. I'll go visit her, or she'll come visit me. Totally platonic, which means just as friends. Like there's no kissing or smooching or romantic inclination. We just hang out for a day or two and go out to eat or whatever. And I realized that she is indeed one of my oldest friends that I have by now. This is the longest intro ever, isn't it? And you're probably like, what's the point at this point? But anyway, Michelle, she has had that one relationship where it never quite fully heals. It kind of changes everything moving forward. And she's like, yep, Kat was kind of like that for you, right? And she's like, I've had one. She's like, you don't know when it's going to happen, but you're going to have one of those relationships probably somewhere in your life. For some people, it happens in high school. For some people, it happens, here or there, whatever. Mine happened to be a post-divorce relationship. But anyway, that's why I said 90% healed. Point is that I realized that, yes, I'm at that 90 to 95% healed part, and it made me question my motives for starting the entrepreneurial journey and starting podcasts and all these kinds of things that I've been doing to put myself out there over the last number of years. So that's what this episode's going to be all about. Enjoy this intro halfway into the episode.
You know when someone is selling from stage and at the end the audience gets up and rushes to the back of the room to buy? That's a table rush. My name is Mischa Z, and the Table Rush Talk Show is all about bringing you the tools, strategies, and tactics that you can use to grow your audience and inspire them to buy.
Yeah, so the cat awareness. I've talked about this before, and I don't know if anybody's had that type of a relationship yet where the heartbreak is so strong that it changes everything moving forward, and there's no going back to the old way. And of course, I had gone through divorce, failed relationship, failed career, failed career, let's just call it what it was, parents dying, all this stuff, and I jumped into this relationship with young Kat. I think she was 32 years old at the time. And how old was I? 40-ish, young 40s. Maybe I was 42. Something like that. 10-year age difference, no big deal. Irrelevant information. But anyway, we ended up breaking up after dating a year and a half, 2 years. And man, oh man, it just opened up the pain of that was very painful, heartbroken, and it was maybe a reflection on the heartbreak of life at that point. Like I said, divorce, prior to that, failed career, just coming out of a 15-20 year career that wasn't working anymore. Parents dying in rapid succession, lots of other stuff too, like I was forced to go to God. That's a great way to say it. The pain was so strong. So yeah, went deep into meditation and all this. And anyway, it was beautiful, right? Was teaching yoga, all this, got my kids through high school. And then, at some point, I'm like, hey, there's this whole entrepreneurial thing, like webinars, public speaking, podcasts, and and putting yourself out there. And man, where was I going with this? I actually had structure to this episode. I have notes written down. It's really funny. Yes, so anyway, my heart was broken, you get it. So recently, I don't know, within the last couple of months, of course with the breakup, I deleted everything I could off of Facebook because I just couldn't take looking at it. I deleted as many pictures as I could of her, stored them away somewhere, who knows where they are now, because I was like, I can't even look at them, and thought I deleted them off of my, my picture roll. All of them, and so the other day I opened the phone, and on your iPhone, I'm sure it's the same on an Android, where you touch the top of the whatever app you're doing, and it scrolls to the top. So if you're like, looking at texts, if you're on a text with somebody, you can touch the top of the text app, and it it brings you to the top real quick, so you can see the beginning. You know what I'm saying? So that's what happened on the phone. No, not the phone, the photo app. I inadvertently touched the top, and all of a sudden, I went screaming to the top of the 3,000 or 8,000 or 17,000 pictures or whatever it is. And it turns out the very top of the pictures that I happen to have on this round of the iPhone, somehow the first 5 were of Cat. And I was like, oh no, because usually that would be a big trigger, right? I mean, it was triggering me for years, as I'd bump into people and they'd ask me about her or something like that, whatever. Sorry, Cat, if you're listening to this, or sorry I've said your name. But I should have said the girl who should not be named. Or I have a friend, it's really funny when we talk about exes and all those kinds of things. She was that girl. Cat was that girl. Anyway, they were pictures of peak relationship with her, and they were actually kind of sweet and fun, and she was pretty and I was handsome, and they were capturing great moments. But my point is that I was able to see those pictures and look at them fondly and be like, oh yeah, that's cool. And then also to have the awareness that, oh, I'm not triggered. Like, I can look at them. That's okay. And as a matter of fact, I was able to, talk to a couple friends and be like, you're not going to believe this. I wasn't triggered. And la la la. Anyway, so a buddy of mine, John, boy, lots of names to keep track of. It's like a book. I was reading a book recently, right? I took my TV off the wall, and so I've been reading a lot more, but I was reading a story, and there were so many names in it, I had to start underlining them to keep track. So right when I started reading the book, I was like underlining the names so I could keep track, train my brain to keep track of all the people in the narrative. So John, who's a good friend of mine, over the years, he'd be like, hey man, can I finally see a picture of Kat? And I'd be like, man, dude, I can't do it. It's too triggering for me. And so it had been a couple of years since he'd asked me. I don't know how many years, but I was like, oh my gosh, you're not going to believe this. I inadvertently, saw all these pictures, and it's crazy. I think I'm finally like healed and happy, and I was like happy for her and whatever life she's got, because I didn't know. And this does have business. I swear, this is business stuff. There's business stuff happening here related to my business. Soon, I promise. But John goes to me. He says, hey. Oh, so I said, yeah, John, I found the pictures on accident, and really cool, it didn't trigger me. He's like, well, can I see what she looks like finally? I'm like, sure. He goes, are you sure? And I'm like, yeah, really, honestly, you can see. You could say she's pretty, you could say she's fat, you could say she's short, tall, lovely, whatever, I don't care. Here you go, look away. And so it was so anticlimactic. He finally gets to see a picture of young Kat, and super anticlimactic. He's like, yeah, okay, whatever. Oh my God, of course it was anticlimactic. And I'm wondering right now if I should turn this into a 2-part episode. I will turn this into a 2-part episode. So I'm trying to figure out how to end this episode and open the loop for the next episode. So yes, I did a little digging on Kat. I was like, I wonder what she's up to, right? So I was doing a little digging, and I'd never been able to, the other times I dug around, and been able to find anything, but I found a little bit of info on her. I hope other people have done this, because I'm probably sounding crazy right now. But anyway, I did a little digging, found her, and it totally made me question my motives for why I've been putting myself out there as I have been in the business world, on podcasts, whatever things I've been doing. So I'm going to talk about that next episode, and the freedom that I have now, and some funny bits of the story and such. But any takeaways for this episode? Let's see. The heartbreak will pass. Anybody who's going through heartbreak right now, it will pass. It took more years than I wanted it to, of course. I was like, please let it only take a year. Oh my God, it took years and years and years for it to slowly quell, to slowly drift away. Oh my God. It's so fun to be able to laugh about it now. But anyone going through heartbreak about certain things in your life, this too shall pass. I would strongly encourage meditation, perhaps a little counseling. I got through it with lots of meditation, lots of counseling. No, not lots of counseling. A little bit of counseling, lots of journaling. I was fortunate. I did not need to take any meds. I was not compelled to take any meds. I was not compelled to go on micro dosing journeys of whatever plant-based medicine solutions people promote right now. I tried to focus on service, loving my thoughts, all these kinds of things. You could email me. My email is in the show notes, and we could start a dialogue on it if you happen to be heartbroken about life right now, or girls, or relationships, or careers, or whatever. But this too shall pass. So that's the big takeaway. So so much for my business episode. All right, listen in for part 2.
Thank you for listening to this episode of the Table Rush Talk Show. For resources to help you sell your stuff, go to belove.media/resources. That's belove.media/resources. And be sure to subscribe, comment, 5-star, and share. Thank you again for listening.